evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, guests, but especially Johnny. Johnny, you would never know that you came from China. Other than you're such a great teacher. You met your objectives, very much so. You were very comfortable using your visual aids. You did a very good job preparing the PowerPoint slide. You showed us on the PowerPoint slide how the original Chinese character was created in the beginning and how it was modified over time and what it looks like today. And you really explained very well to us how that happened and how we could, you said if we looked at a Chinese word, we might even be able to tell what it is by what it looked like. I thought that was very good. You started this speech, you came up here with confidence, you always just exude confidence when you come up. You're dressed for success, very sharp. You come out in front, your face and eyes just sparkle. You express your feelings very well when you do that. And your hand gestures underline what it is you're saying. They emphasize. They are congruent, as Saeed likes to say, with what it is you're saying, and they emphasize your message. And I really like that first PowerPoint slide. Now, when you moved, though, to the book, and you were showing us how you read the English book, and you did that, by the way, I thought you did that very well. You reached back and got the books without turning your back to the audience, which was very good. Because a lot of people not realizing it will turn around and they'll put their back to the audience, but you did not do that. And you demonstrated how we read from left to right and from the what we call the front of the book, which is, I guess, would be opening this side. I don't know what you call that side of the book. We call it the left side of the book, I guess. If you were to open it up, it would be the left side. And it's funny because I think of it as being the front of the book, but if you were Chinese, you would think this was the front of the book. But I thought when you went to the Chinese, showing us the Chinese book and I read it, you moved so fast, I wasn't quite able to follow. Now, I did get that you go from what we would call the back of the book, which would be the right, I guess. And I said, oh, it's like Hebrew, because Hebrew's like that. I don't know if you knew that. Hebrew, they read from this side, and then your mother thought you had finished all the books. But you were right there. You had a wonderful use of humor. You do this in all your speeches. And it really connects you to your audience with the use of the humor. Then, where I got lost was you spoke about, then we read up and down. Well, I didn't know whether you start here and go down, and then come up the next one and then go down, or do you go down and then you jump back to the top and go down? I have no idea. And so there's evidently some way you move from this side over to here by going up and down or down and up. And then you do the same thing here until you get all the way back to what I would call the front of the book, which for you is the back of the book. Anyway, I thought it was a wonderful speech, and the only place I thought you could improve it is if you just made it a little bit more clear about the up and down part. All right? And don't go too fast there.